Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Tubo playing NegativeAE, and welcome back to another episode of Steins Gate 0. Today we're picking up right where we left off. Let's just look at the backlog real quick, actually. He says, wouldn't be so crying. Oh, yeah. So we have a limited amount of time before we can enter that time machine again. And we're on 2011, which is interesting. 1/23/2011. Maho's eyes were shining like a little girl's. Oh yeah, so we're here. I guess Maho has never seen the flea market before. Not many girls would look like that if you brought them to a place like this. I was the one who brought her here, but she seemed to have forgotten about me entirely. She was wandering down the narrow corridors where all the computer parts were, as if in a daze. Then she came to a stop in front of one of them. Inside the shop were lots of plastic bins filled with junk parts of all sizes. They'd been taken off discarded PCs and appliances. Each of them was obviously dirty, and lots of them were covered in dust. What's this board do, you think? It's got a beautiful pattern, like a piece of art, and it's made out of aluminum.
Oh.
An IFX image center. I can't believe it. This belongs in the museum. What's it doing here? Akihabara is even more amazing than I've heard. Watching the ecstasy on Maho's face creeped me out a little. This is who Maho really is. Kurusu spoke from inside my phone. Maho had said she wanted to go out with Kurusu today. And so I ended up going on a strange date with the two girls at once. This might be another test of Amadeus' capabilities. I've been here a few times, but I've only ever seen one other person stare that lovingly at computer parts like that. I know. You're talking about Hashida, right? Yeah. I feel kind of bad for Maho, if you're comparing her to him. From what you said, he's an incredible pervert. That's right. That was rude to Hiyajo. It was early afternoon on a Sunday. There was a reason I'd come with Maho to the computer parts shop. Dr. Lessinen and Maho were heading back to America in a few days. She was leaving soon, so she wanted me to show her around Akihabara like I'd promised. That's what her message had said. So we met in front of the station in the morning, and I asked her where she wanted to go, and this was the result. By the way, our first stop was Yodobashi, and our second soft map. I'd already taken her to a lot of used PC and retro PC shops, tucked away in tiny alleys. Do you like these kinds of computer parts, Hiyajo? It's not the parts, really. I just like building things. I used to make plastic models all the time when I was a kid. That's what I thought it was. Did you make germanium radios and stuff? F is that. A radio that uses germanium diode as a refiner and no power. No power supply? No power supply. It has to have a power supply. Oh, I know that. I burnt myself soldering every time, or all the time. Me too. Guess everybody's the same way, aren't they? Probably not everybody. Actually, I had assumed that it was a minority of people who soldered in their homes while growing up. Wow, I could stare at this stuff forever. Why didn't I come sooner, I wonder? It felt like she was never going to leave unless I dragged her out. I finally managed to succeed in getting her away from the parts shop by telling her it was time to eat. We went out to the main road. This area is close to the station, so it was especially crowded. Thanks to the crowds of people waiting to cross the street, you couldn't even walk in a straight line. Now then, where to eat? My first idea was May Queen plus Neon Squared, but after the way she reacted last time, it's probably best to avoid it. Still, Sampo wasn't a good choice for someone new to Akibara. Gassen, or maybe Kitchenjiro, or Go-Go Curry would work. Go-Go Curry is a store over in Japan. A restaurant chain found in downtown Tokyo as well as Kansai is a popular combo menu. Interesting. As I stood there thinking, Maho stopped moving in front of the arcade directly ahead of us. She a gamer? Evidently she was looking at the crane games on the crane games. Oh, drag her away now. Can we take a little look inside? I nodded. Maho walked up to the crane game and pressed her face against the glass like a little kid. In the glass were characters from @channel memes of all different sizes. Maybe Maho was a secret @channeler like Kurisu? They were pretty close, so it was possible. I leaned over to Maho and whispered a magic spell into her. What?
Nurupo.
Old @channel slang. It started on the programming board as no point.
Hi?
I just confused her.
What?
What's a null? What? Nothing. Forget it. I was trying to check if she was an @channeler, but I obviously didn't. Kurisu was glaring cold daggers at me from inside the smartphone, but I decided to ignore it. Hiyajo, you want that stuffed animal? It's cute, isn't it, Kurisu? What? Why do you look so flustered? It's nothing. Huh. I'm a little surprised, honestly. You said you like computer parts, so I figured your taste would be more boyish. Okabe, you need to learn some tact. Say something romantic, like, the gap between my expectations and your reality is really cute. Okay. I'm gonna use that, actually. It's fine, really. If I'll ever get the chance to use that. Actually, Kurisu had one of these stuffed animals in her bedroom. Did she buy it off the internet and have it shipped to America? Does it really matter? I guess you can tell she's a secret @channeler. What's a @channeler? Never heard of it. Even as part as Amadeus, she hasn't changed a bit.
Hiyajo,
did Kurisu ever tell you what kind of character this was? I asked several times, she kept dodging the question. I'm sure. So I always kind of wondered. Do you know Okabe? The chill ran down my spine as I heard an angry voice from the smartphone. I don't actually know. I see. Sheesh. I defended your honor, Kurisu. You better be grateful. Can I give it a try? Maho took out her wallet from her pocket and put a 100 yen coin into the machine.
このア
You have
ー
to
ムを
move this
左右と
arm
前後に
back and
操
forth
作し
to
て
grab
ぬ
the
いぐる
stuffed
みを
animal,
つかめば
right?
いいのね。
Don't do it. It's a trap.
もしかして初めてなのか
Have you never done this before? It's a
マホ
trap.
先輩はレースゲームしかやらないですもんね。
Maho only ever plays racing games, huh?
そういうこと。
That's right. I kind of like this picture, actually. And the song. Even though it's like clashing with the other song. Maho nodded and pushed the I'm just listening to the song, I'm sorry. Pushed the control button, managing to move the arm directly over her target. She smiled, satisfied.
簡単な
It's
も
a
の
stupid
ね。
game.
あとは
It's simple. Now you just wait for the arm to automatically grab it, right?
あいや普通はそうなんだが
Well, normally, yeah. The arm went straight for the doll, but the angle was slightly off and it didn't grab it right.
おかしいわ。どういう
That
こと
doesn't
な
make
の
sense. What just happened? That's exactly how I feel. That's what happens your first time. Maho gave it several more tries, but it didn't seem to get the hang of it. That's because it's rigged. It's rigged as F. She groaned and took the last 300 yen to the back of the arcade. She walked over to a game with a red and white two-tone Formula One car on the side of the cabinet. She stood inside, still angry. I remember that one was a CG racing game based off of real circuits. Can I watch?
岡部、
なんだ
Huh? What is it?
ここは男らしさを見
Now's
せ
your
るとこ
chance to show your manliness.
男らしさ
My manliness?
先輩の代わりに
Get that stuffed animal that Maho couldn't. I mean,
あ
or
あ
I
なるほど
mean, I see. And then give it to Maho is what she was trying to say. Manliness aside, after seeing how badly she wanted it, I did want to try and help her. I took some coins out of my pocket and checked how much money I was carrying. Alright, and it's been a while, but let's try this.
とはいえ
But honestly,
俺はこういうゲー
I'm
ム
not very good at
得意じ
these
ゃないん
games
だ
either. Even so, I was sure that I could do better than Maho. May as well give it a try. Don't make me do it. Oh, it's cute. Yeah. Boo. I like that music. Da, 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 da. Goodness is mad now. Oh, yep, that's what happens. Goodness' expression is great, actually. And so, after trying several times, whether it was luck or skill, I managed to get the stuffed animal easier than I expected.
よし
Nice. I stuffed it into a bag and went back to the racing game Maho was playing. For some reason, there was a crowd of about 10 people around it. Wow, who is that girl? I mean, if all she plays is racing games. She's in elementary school? I can't believe how good she is. Think she'll set a new record? The crowd was whispering to one another. All of them seemed to be amazed. I made my way into the crowd and looked at the screen. The game Maho was playing was one of those where you had to clear each stage at a set time or else it would be game over. With each race, the course got more and more difficult. And then she was playing for she was placing first every time with ease. As the crowd watched in awe, she finally made it to the end of the last stage, well ahead of the other racers, and she had set a new record. She had a satisfied smile on her face, and she looked at the flashy congratulations graphic on the ending screen. Then she noticed the crowd around her and her body jerked.
おめでとうございます。当店のベストレコードです。
Congratulations, you set a record for our store. I don't know if... Are arcade employees really that happy about? Maho's face went beet red. I should probably help her. I pushed my way through the crowd and grabbed her hand to pull her up.
行こう。
Let's go.
はい。
I'd never seen her this obedient before. We made our way through the hustle and bustle and finally got out of the arcade. Maho sighed in relief.
うかつだったわ。
That was careless of me.
何が？
What was?
つい熱くなってしまって。
I got mad and I got serious.
これのせいか？
Because of this? I handed her the bag with the prize in it.
何？
What? She opened the bag and took out the stuffed animal.
あれ？取れたの？
You got it.
運が良くてね。
I got lucky.
君
You
に
can
プ
have
レ
it
ゼン
as
ト
a
するよ。
present.
いいの？
俺
Really?
が持ってても仕方ない。
Won't do me any good.
そう。
Really?
じゃあ遠
Okay,
慮な
I'll
くい
take
ただ
it
くわ
then.。Maho hugged the doll to her chest with the innocent smile of a child. Seeing how happy she was made me happy too.
クリスが亡くなった後ね。
After Kurusu died,
お母さ
her
んから
mom showed me a lot of
形見を
things
ず
she
っ
left
ともらっ
behind.
たわ。けどこ
But
れはクリスがとても可愛がって
this
い
was
たから
something
って。
Kurusu loved.
お母さん
Her mom kept it
自
in
分
her
の
own
ベッドル
bedroom.
ームに飾っていたのよ。
If you didn't know it was from an at channel meme, it was pretty cute. I could just see her keeping it as a memory of her daughter.
だけど
But
Kurusu
after what
の
happened to
実家がね。
Kurusu's house, I'm sure
ああいう
it
こと
burned
に
up
なって
too. Does Kurusu know all this?
先輩
So how does it feel? If she knows, if Kurusu knows that she's dead, but she's a computer, but she's modeled after a person, how does it feel if you know that your real life self is dead?
だからこれはアメリカのお母さんにプレゼントしていいか
I
しら。
guess you're not dead, so it's okay.
もちろん。
But that is so weird.
喜んでもらえるなら。
Like if you had a clone of you, and that was you, and then you find out that you're that you're the clone, and that someone else, that the original one died.
ありがとう。
Like, oh, I can't even.
さてと、次はどうする？
Okay, what next? Any place you want
他
to
に見
see?
てと言っても、アニメやゲーム
Though
のショップ
I
なん
guess
か
you
は
wouldn't be interested
興味
in
ない。
anime or game stories.
クリス悪いけど
Kurusu, I'm sorry, but can you
し
leave
ば
me
らく
alone with Okabe for a
岡部
little
さんと
while?
二人きり。
先輩ついに自分の気
You
持ちに
finally
素直にな
decided
る
to
こ
be
とにしたん
honest
です
with
ね。
yourself.
岡部ちゃんとし
Okabe,
なさい
don't
よ
screw this up.
は
Huh?
先輩頑
Good
張っ
luck,
て
Maho.
それ
Bye.
じゃ
冷や城さん？
I'm sure that's not what it's about.
行きたい場所もう一
There's
つある
one
ん
more
だけ
place I
れ
want to
ど
go.
そうか。どこ
Yeah?
だ？
Where is it? Is it someplace you didn't want Kurusu knowing about?
あそこよ。
You can
わかる
guess
でしょ。
where, right? The smile was gone from Maho's face. She looked like she'd come to some kind of decision. Then I realized where she wanted to go. Where?
ラジカンに連れて行って。
Oh. I understood immediately. Because that is where Kurusu Makase had died. I'd gone up to the roof several times since then. The time machine was there, and Suzuha and Daru would go up there once in a while to do maintenance. Just a few days ago, Suzuhe had called me out there and pointed a gun in my face. But even so, I'd never been to that storeroom on the 8th floor where it had happened. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Just remembering what had happened was enough to cause a severe flashback. There was no way I could visit the site of her death. Oh.
大丈夫。ずいぶん
Are you
顔
okay?
色が悪いけれど。
You look really pale. I just hate coming here.
クリスのこと
Are you thinking
思い
about
出してしまう
Kurusu?
の。
そうだろうな。
I guess so.
辛いならついてこなくてもいい
Don't
わ。
have to come with me if it's gonna be hard for you.
私一人で行くから。
I'll go by myself. But her face was colorless. Going there had to be hard on her too. But even so, she was trying to come to grips with Kurusu's death. I wanted to help her remember our friend. The radio building was going to be renovated. There wasn't a lot of time.
いや、一緒に行くよ。
No, I'll go with you. Half of the shops had already been moved to another building to make way for the renovation. But many of the shops on the 7th floor were still open. This is where I sat with Kurusu on that rainy day. 6 months ago, on July 28th, I killed Kurusu on the floor just above where I was standing, with my own 2 hands.
ここなの。
Is this the place?
いや、
No.
事件があったのは
It happened on the
この上の
next floor.
階
That's what I was
だ
told.
と聞いている。
I wasn't supposed to have been at the scene of Kurusu's death. I'd already asked Mayori and Daru not to tell anyone.
上には何が。
What's upstairs?
イベント会場と
An event
Uh-huh.
hall. Some storerooms
倉
and
庫
stuff.
になってる。
行ってみてもいいのかしら。
We go up there.
今は立ち入り禁止のはず。
It should be off limits right now. But the rope that blocked off the way to the 8th floor wasn't there today. I could hear loud voices and laughter from above. Since it was a day off, there must have been some kind of event going on upstairs.
大丈夫そうね。
It looks like it's okay. Maho headed up the stairs first. I slowly dragged myself up the stairs. We passed by the event hall and headed to the back. It looked like there was no one around. Nothing had changed in 6 months.
ここだ。
This is it. There were no lights on and the place seemed dark and lonely. This time, the storeroom was locked.
そう。
I see.
こんな場所で。
So it was a place like this. I could see her lips trembling as she whispered. It seemed strange. This was the place where Kurusu had died, covered in blood, and yet, nearby, the rest of the world continued on like it didn't care. And now I'd come back, even though this was where the one I loved had died.
もどかしいわ。
It's frustrating.
私は物理学者ではないから。
I'm not a physicist,
相
so
対性理論のことを
I
詳
don't
細
know
に
all
理
there
解
is
し
to
ている
know
わけでは
about
ないけれど、
relativity theory.
時間と空間が同列だという
If
の
space and
なら
time are essentially the same
な
thing,
ぜ空間と同じよう
then
に
why can't we move through
時間
time
も
as
移動
easily
に
as we
移動
can
で
move
き
through
ないのかし
space?
らね。今私たちは
Spatially,
空間的
we're
に
on
は
the same axis as
クリ
Kurusu's
スの
death.
死と同じ軸
But
上にいる
that
の。
tiny little gap on the temporal axis means there's nothing we can do about it. I can do shit about it.
あなた、こ
You
の
asked
前クリス
Kurusu,
に
I mean,
あ
the Amadeus Kurusu,
アマデウスの
an
方で
interesting question before.
タイムマシンは作れるかどう
Whether it
か
was possible to create a time machine.
あ
Yeah.
ぜひ研究してみてほしいわ。
I'd love if you could
真っ
look
先に
into it.
私が友人テストに
I'd
る
volunteer for the first man test. I couldn't tell from the tone of her voice if she was serious or joking. She laughed, sadly. Time machines are real, you know, and there's one right above us. What would she do if I told her that? Would she blame me on giving up on saving Kurusu? And say she'd go back to the past herself?
岡部さん、ク
Okabe,
リスが亡くなった時の状況
can you
につい
tell me
て
more about how Kurusu died?
教えてくれない？私、
I don't know
詳
the
しくは知ら
details.
ないの。
俺だって
I don't really know
ろくに
myself.
知らないよ。
Didn't I tell you that
前
before?
に
でも、アメリカ
But
に
you
いた
know more
私
than
よ
I
り
do,
は
right?
詳しいでしょ。
I was in America.
クリスは
What was Kurusu doing in
ど
a
うし
place
て
like
こんな
this?
とこ。クリスが死んだ時、
On the day
す
she
ぐそこのイ
died,
ベントホールでは
there was an event going
今日み
on,
たい
like the one
に
happening
イベ
right
ントが
now,
行わ
right?
れ、
We could hear the occasional sounds of laughter coming from the event hall.
中鉢博士、
Dr. Nakabachi.
去年の夏、
It made the news
News
last summer.
ロシアに亡命して、
I heard he sought asylum in
Time
Russia,
machine に
and
関す
then
る
he wrote a
論文を
paper
書
on
いた。
time machines.
その論文の内容は、
Supposedly,
それ
the
はひ
paper
どいもの
itself
だ
was
ったらしい
terrible,
けれど、ただ、それで
but
ピンときた
that
の
made me
よ。
remember something. Those guys who set,
American のクリスの
set
家に
fire to
放火した
Kurusu's
連
house
中
in
も
America were speaking Russian.
ロシア語をは、これ、偶
Is that a
然かしら。
coincidence, you think?
私は、何
I
らか
think
の
the two
関連
events are
性があると
connected
思う。
somehow. I know everything.
だから、
Rintaro
中
knows
鉢博士
everything.
について調べようと思ったんだ
So I
けど、
decided to look into
不思議なこと
Nakabachi.
に、驚く
But
ほど
strangely,
情
there's
報がな
barely
いの。
any information on him.
ネットで検
If
索
you
して
look
も、
online, you won't even
本名
find
す
his
ら出て
real
こない。
name.
中鉢博士について言及している
Most
ブログや
blogs
サ
and
イトを見
websites
に行っ
that
ても、
have talked about Dr.
ほとんど閉鎖
Nakabachi
し
are
てる。
gone now, and all of them
しかも、
disappeared in the last 6
こ
months.
の半、ね
Tell me,
え、一体クリスの
what the
周
hell
りで
was Kurusu caught
何
up
が
in?
起き、もしかして、
Is it
今もまだ
perhaps still
そ
going
れは
on?
続いているの？あなたは
Are you hiding
何を
something?
隠しているの？
Her eyes were pure and sought the truth. Kurusu used to get that exact same look in her eyes all the time. But
好奇心で
you shouldn't get
足を
involved
突
out
っ
of
込まない方がいい
curiosity.
俺はもうたくさんだ
I'm done with all this.
今更だわ。
It's
私
too
は
late.
片足を突っ込んでし
I'm
まってい
already
るのよ。
involved.
それに、
And
考えて
I've
し
been
まうの
wondering
よ。
if the reason we were attacked wasn't because of me.
この
君のせい
Because of you?
狙われる理由があるのか
Is there a reason someone would come after you?
私は
And then she paused for a moment.
私
I
は
have some of Kurusu's
クリスの
belongings.
遺産を持っている。
Belongings? Some of Kurusu's belongings? What did she mean? Maho had said that after Kurusu died, she'd gone to her home in America and retrieved some of her belongings from her mom. Was she saying now that the attack was because of that? My mind began to race. Russia, where Dr. Nakabachi had sought asylum. The people who had attacked Kurusu's home spoke Russian. And just a few days ago, the Russians, probably, had experimented with changing the past. Suza had said that World War III would be set off by that time machine. The time machine? Nakabachi's paper? The paper he'd written about the time machine. The cause of the Third World War. A miraculous, nightmarish paper which would cause the deaths of 5.7 billion people. The time machine he discussed at his press conference was a ripoff of John Titor's. But the time machine he published in his paper was from Kurusu. But my guess was that Kurusu had showed him the original that she'd written on July 28th, and his paper was an inferior copy. Kurusu had written down the instructions for making a time machine. I shuddered. I quickly booted the Rhine program up on my smartphone. I paged through my chat logs. That hard drive and laptop contained the data for the original version of Nakabachi's paper. Maybe Kurusu's paper. So if I'd never had this conversation, what would have happened? Because I had a choice to open up my phone. Kurusu's laptop and hard drive, which were given to Daru.
まさかあれの解析を依頼し
Was
た
the
のは
person that gave them to him. I'm saying it out loud. I looked at Maho. She looked at me without smiling. And she nodded. Oh shit.
ええ
Yeah,
私よ
it was me. From Maho's perspective, there were too many things about Kurusu's death that didn't make sense. Maybe that was why she had decided to look into why Kurusu was killed. Of course, she'd assumed that there were hints hidden inside her laptop and hard drive. But if my hypothesis is right, that laptop was too dangerous to be allowed to exist. It was Pandora's box, with the power to unleash the Third World War.
どうして隠していた
Why didn't you tell me?
最初はあなたと橋
At
田
first,
さんの関係を知ら
I
な
didn't
か
know
った
that you and Hashida were friends.
橋田さん
It
に
was
頼
really
んだ
just a
のは
coincidence
本
that
当
I
に
gave
偶
it to
然
him.
よそしてあなたは
And
クリス
it
の
seemed
こ
to
と
me
につ
like
い
you
て
were hiding something
何
about
か隠
Kurusu.
しているようにそんなあなたに
Do you really
正
think I'd
直
tell
に
you
全て
everything?
話せるわけないでしょ信用していない
It wasn't that I didn't
という
trust
わ
you,
けで
but
はないのでクリスのことについては
I thought it would be best to be
慎
cautious
重
when
に
it
なった
came to
方がいい
Kurusu.
と思って
ああそれについては正解
You were
で
right about that.
アマデウスのテスターになることを反対しなかったの
Was letting me test Amadeus
そ
part
う
of
い
your
う打
plot.
算があっての
打算なんて言わないで
Don't call it a plot.
私はただ
You were
クリス
Kurusu's
の友
friend
達であるあ
and I
なた
just
の
wanted
こ
to
と
know
を
more
もっ
about
と
you
知り
クリスの秘密を手に入れるた
to
め
find Kurusu's secrets.
あの子のことをもっと知
I
りたか
wanted
っ
to
た
know
の
more
よ
about her. She glared right back as if
ダ
challenging
ル
me.
はもう解析したのか
Has Daru cracked it yet?
まだよ
Not yet.
だからアメリカに帰る
That's
前
why I
に
wanted to talk to you before I headed back to America.
あなたと話をしようと思
So
ったの
that's why she brought me here. I needed to call Daru right now. Phone or Ryan, which was better? Yeah, just call him.
はい、もしもし。
Yes? Hello?
今ラボにいるか
You at the lab now?
いや、
No.
じゃあどこにいる
Then where are you?
家で絶賛エロゲ中。どうかしたん？
お前の裏のバイトの件で話がしたい
I wanted to talk about you and your part-time job.
あ、あれか。
Oh, that?
なんかマキセ氏の情報を
You
思い出
remember
した
any info on Makaseshi?
あ
Of course, that was a lie. He could be in danger if I didn't get that laptop back right now. I glanced over at Maho.
じゃあさ、LINE で送って
Can you
も
send
らえ
it
る
over
かな？
Ryan then?
直接会って話をしよう
Let's talk in person. Can you meet me at the lab?
今手が離せないから。
I'm all tied up right
夕方
now.
でもいい？
Can I wait till evening?
エロゲなんて後でいくらでもできる
You
だ
can
ろ
play your H games later, man.
さあせん。家でエロゲしてるの
Actually,
は嘘。
my bad. I lied
実は
about the
今
H games.
バイト中
I'm
で
actually
手
busy
が
at my
離せない
job.
んだよ。
バイト
Your job? Well, I was lying to him too, so I didn't really have room to talk.
じゃあ本
Okay,
当はどこに
where are you really? If you can't
手
leave,
が
I'll come
離
to
せ
you.
ないなら
I just need to talk to you right now.
あんまおかりんには教えたくなかったんだけ
I
ど。
really don't want to tell you,
や
or
ば
I
げ
didn't
な
want
仕
to
事
tell
も
you.
多い
I do a lot
か
of dangerous
らまあ
work.
いいや。わかった。これから
Well,
言うところ
whatever.
に来て
Fine.
よ。
Come to the address I'm about to give you. The location he gave me was still in Akibara. It's less than 5 minutes away. Are we taking Maho with us? Down an alley, a few turns off the main strip, and all the hustle and bustle of the crowd immediately disappears. We were on the 7th floor of a mixed-use building. We were in Akibara, at the center of Tokyo. We were in the middle of the day on a Sunday, and still in the alleyway we'd come in seemed lonely and abandoned. Oh, I understand. There we found the shop that Daru had told us about. That's a good drawing, to be honest with you. What does it say? There's a cute anime-style sign on the steel door that read, Cosplay Media in Akibara. We're open. Come in. I'm going to read that text message real quick. About shopping with Luca. Do you want to come and join us, Okabe? Sorry, I'm a bit busy now. Where are you? I'll meet up later. Why would you say that to me? Oh, because Lukaku wants us to come? Sorry, I'm a bit busy now. I'll meet up later. Really? Where are you now? Akibara. Then, should we meet you in Akibara once we're done shopping? I'm heading home once I'm done. Meet me there. Don't come to Akibara under any circumstances. Why? Because I say so. Just wait for me. But if I don't contact you by evening, give up and go home. Got it? What happened? I'm fine, don't worry. Okay, if you say so, Okadine. We'll wait until evening. See you later, okay? There's a cube. We're open, come on in. The store was jammed full of cosplay outfits. The wall near the entrance held the new arrivals corner and popular cosplay sections, as well as cosplay wigs, ribbons, jewelry, and props. The other wall held the used outfit section and a shoe section stacked with socks, school shoes, heels, and boots. Even further back, I could see various rows of school swimsuits and competition swimming outfits. It looked like the place sold mainly to girls, but this clearly wasn't a location where women would feel comfortable. The other tenants in the building were all shady shops with names like Drops of the Spirit God Inc. and Space Radio Receiver Sales and Flower Petal Video Project. What the crap? You ever been here before?
いいえ、
No.
前に会った時は
Last time we
別
met,
の
it was
雑
in a
居ビル
different
だったか
building.
ら
It wasn't much different
同
than
じ
this
よう
one,
な
though.
そうか。
See. I felt like I'd see Daru's dark side. The shop was completely silent. There were no customers other than us. There was a thin man with long hair at the counter who looked like he worked there, but didn't even raise his head up from the magazine when we came in. To be honest, ever since I'd entered, I'd worried that someone would think I was up to something illegal. Anybody who saw me would think I was a pervert taking a middle school girl to a shady cosplay shop.
Oi, Okarin, kochi!
Daru appeared from the back of the shop. There had been no sign of him a second ago. Wait, Maho-tan's with you too, huh?
そのマホタンという
Would you stop calling me
やめてくれない
Maho-tan?
なんで？かわいいじゃん。
Why? It's cute.
バカにされている気分だわ
I feel like I'm being insulted.
そんなことより、誰？
Forget that. Where did you come from, Daru? The man at the counter hadn't said anything, which meant they knew he was here.
とりあえずこっち。
Come with me. Daru headed to the back of the store. One of the hanger racks holding idle cosplay outfits was pulled forward, and behind it I could see a curtain. Past the curtain was a tiny space that led to a door marked staff only. If the hanger rack hadn't been removed, I've had no idea that this was here.
まるで忍者屋敷ね
It's like an old ninja mansion. Oh shit, this is a cool setup you got going on here. Damn. Lots of anime, but in the back. Look at that. This man has collections for days. And all the figures. Well, no, the room itself may have been pretty big, but the darkness made it feel very cramped. Honestly, it was hard to breathe. There were 4 desks in the center, surrounded by metal racks. The desks and the floor were piled pretty high by all manners of computers and peripherals. Or peripherals. There were boxes and bags littered everywhere. I couldn't tell if they were trash or not. There were towers of magazines, games, plastic models, and figure boxes. And the desk was covered in garbage, just like the one at the lab. It was too dark to tell, but I was sure the figurines he had on the display were covered in dust. And what did he need 6 monitors for anyway? Each of them displayed an image of the store. Evidently, it was footage from a security camera. Given the size of the store and the lack of customers, even 3 cameras would have been too many.
ま、適当に座って。
Well, sit down, I guess.
座れる場所なんてないぞ。
There's no place to sit down.
今スペース作るよ。
I'll make you a space. Dara kicked aside some boxes on the floor to make rooms and then set down 2 folding chairs.
お前、この店とは
What's
どういう関
the
係
deal
なんだ
with you in this shop?
バイトリーダーみたいなもんかな。
I'm kind of like the leader of us
結構こういうアングラな
part-timers.
店のバイト
I work a lot of
掛け持ちしてるんだよね
underground places like this.
でさ、たまに
And
事務所を
sometimes
個
they'll
人
let
的
me
に
use
使
their
わ
offices
せても
like this
裏のバイトのためにか。
for your secret job.
そういうこと。
Yep. Maybe there was a lot more to Daru than I thought.
ここにあるものは全部
Is all the stuff in here yours?
いや、他のバイトのみんなとの共有財
It's
産的なや
shared
つ。
with the rest of the
さす
part-timers.
がにこんなに
I
た
don't
くさ
have
ん
enough
買え
money
る
to
ほ
buy
どお
all
金
this
持って
stuff.
ない。
Or so he said, but who knew if that was true?
クリスからだ。
Fuck! No. No. I'm not going to answer this. I didn't know what to do. And then I remembered. The world line where I'd spent a month during wartime. I remembered that Amadeus Kudisu was being used by U.S. military there. I still didn't know what that meant. I stared at my phone screen. Should I answer it? Or should I talk to Daru first? You should talk to Daru first.
でもびっくりしたよな。まさかマホタンがオカリンと知り合いだったとはね。前にメイクインで鉢合わせした時はどうしようかと思ったっつうの。すぐに合点がいったけどね。マキセ・クリス氏っていう共通の友人がいたわ。でもマホタン、オカリンにはこの件内緒にしてくれ
Well,
って
Maho-chan,
言
you
ってた
said you
の
weren't
に。
going to tell Okunin about this. Did you change your mind?
見抜かれた
It'd be more accurate to say he figured it out for himself.
ああ、なるほどね。
Daru nodded and grabbed some snacks off the table to gobble down. I put my smartphone in my pocket. We can't talk to Kudisu right now, because we're talking about her death. For now, I needed to focus on talking to Daru.
で、僕に話って。
So, what did you want to talk about?
とぼけるな。
You know what I
ヒヤ
wanted
ジョ
to
ーさんと
talk
一緒にい
about.
るんだ。
I'm here with
わかるだ
Yajo.
ろ。クリスが残したノート PC とハードディスクだ。
Show me the laptop and hard drive that Kudisu left behind.
岡部さんにはパスワードの答え
Did
が
you
分
figure
か
out
った
the
の
password?
答えなんて
I have no
わからない。
idea.
どういうこと
What do you mean?
俺が言いたいのはただ一つだ。
I mean, I'm trying to
その
tell
ノ
you
ート
one
PC を
simple
解
thing.
析しようなんて真似は
Stop
今すぐ
trying
や
to
めろ。
analyze that laptop right now.
その PC の中には世界を
There may be something lurking within it so terrible that it'll plunge the entire world into chaos.
おい、
Hey, are
聞いて
you
るの
listening?
か？
中二病うつ。
Get a grip, dude.
あなたってそういう人
So
だ
you're
った
one of
のね
those, huh?
違う。
No, I'm being
こっちは
serious.
大真面目なんだ。
This isn't a boat, Hoyin
今日は
Kyoma.
そういうんじゃなくて、
中二病。
Get a
うつ
grip, dude.
中二病じゃないんだって。
I have a grip. I slammed my hand down on the table. The shock was enough to cause one of the empty cans on the table to fall to the floor.
いいか。聞いてくれ。
Listen to me, okay?
これは
This
鈴葉と
involves
も関連している話だ。
鈴葉
お前だって知ってるだろう。
You know what Suzuha's job is, right?
詳しく。
Give me the short for... Give me the details. Okay.
中鉢論文だ。
Nakabachi's paper. That was enough for Daru to understand. Seriously.
最初からマジだ。
I've been serious this whole time.
そっか。
I see.
ま、大体そんなところじゃない
Well,
か
I'd
って
assumed
予想は
that,
してたけど。
more or less that was the case. Daru didn't say another word. He opened a locked fire-resistant case that was sitting on one of the racks. There were a laptop and hard drive hidden within.
それが。
That's it. The laptop was a deep red Japanese model with a 12-inch LCD screen. The hard drive was American, a brand known for equipping its drives with a shock-resistant rubber case. The laptop and hard drive that Kurusu had left behind.
確認だが。
Just to double check, you weren't able to break the security, right?
まあ、僕たちの作ったソフトの前
You
に
know
は
how it is.
どんなハッカー
No
も
hacker
お
can
手
get
上
through
げ
my
っつうこと
software.
で
もうこれ以上解析はするな。
Don't do anything else with it.
一応依頼料を
I've
もらって
already
る
been
わ
paid,
けだが
He looked apologetically towards Maho. She was glaring at me.
さっきも聞いたけど、あなたたち
I
は
asked this before,
クリスの事件について
but
一
what
体
exactly
何
are
を
you
隠してい
hiding
る
when
の？
it comes to Kurusu?
真実を知ろうとすることが
Trying to learn the truth
必
isn't
ずしも
always the
正しい
answer.
とは限らない。
それはあなたの考えよ。
That's just what you
判
think.
断すべき情
You
報を
won't
提
even
示
give
し
me
て
the
くれないなん
information I
て。
need to make that choice.
危険なんだよ。
It's
君だっ
dangerous.
て。
You know you were just attacked, right?
私はナイトの後ろに隠れてい
I
る
don't want
だ
to be a
けの
coward who
臆病
just
者
hides
になり
behind
たく
her
ない
knight
わ。
in shining armor.
科学者として
I'm a
真実に
scientist.
たどり着く努
I
力
don't
を
want to
や
give
めた
up
く
on
ない
trying to
の。
reach the truth, no matter how dangerous that may be.
わからずやだな。
You just don't understand.
もし私がクリスだった
If
として
Kurusu
も、
was here, she'd probably say the
多
same
分そう
thing,
言うんじゃないか
wouldn't
し
she?
ら。
I started. Maho was right. I remember having the same conversation with Kurusu. It was when we were looking into CERN, I think.
これはもうちゃんと
You're gonna
話す
have
し
to
か
tell
ない
her,
って
man.
誰？
何をどう言っても納
Maho
得しない
Tan
って
doesn't
顔
like
してる
anything you say.
マホタン
It
は
doesn't look like anything you get to say is gonna convince her.
ええ、納得しないわ。
It's not.
それに中途半端に関わっ
And
て
it's
る方
probably
が
more
かえっ
dangerous
て
to be
危ないんじゃ
involved
ね
and know what the deal is, right?
オカリンの言う
Or
こ
not know
と
what
が
the deal
マジならだけどさ
Only if what you're saying is true, though. Dara had a point. At this rate, Maho could very well get herself into deep trouble without realizing what she'd done. Just the fact that she was carrying Kurusu's belongings made her a part of the Third World War, but she had no idea. That computer wasn't just something to remember an old friend anymore. It was at the center of the international power struggle. Russian-speaking arsonists had forced their way into Kurusu's home in America. Afterward, mysterious men claiming to be in the FBI had searched for Dr. Leskinen's lab. This whole thing was on the verge of exploding. And people like me were nothing in the face of a war between nations.
鈴葉に関連することも話すこと
It'll
になる
mean
ぞ。
telling her about Suzuha. Are you okay with that, Dara?
お前はそれで
しょうがないっしょ
We don't have a choice, do we? I turned back towards Maho.
ヒアジョーさん。一つだけ
Yeah, Jeff, you this is pretty exciting actually. I'm pretty excited for this.
君は科
We
学
get
者
to get Maho on our
し
side.
かも極めて理性的な人だと
And I
俺は
believe
信じている。
a very logical person.
感情に任せて迂闊なことは
Don't
しな
let
い
your
で。
emotions lead you into
軽率
doing
なこと
something
はしないで
stupid.
くれ。
Don't do anything rash. Don't be like I once was.
これから話すことは突拍子もない。
What I'm about to tell you is hard to believe.
馬鹿げていると
You
思
may
うか
think
も
it's
しれない
impossible, but it's true. So,
けど
回りくどい言い方は
get
や
to
め
the
て。
point. What is it you want me to promise?
マキセ・クリスを救おうなんて
Don't get any ideas about saving
絶対
Kurusu
に考え
Makase.
るな。
What? Her mouth hung open, like she didn't understand what she just heard.
クリスを
Save Kurusu.
それが約束できないのなら
If you can't promise that, I won't tell you
話すつもりはない。
anything. So what will it be?
どうする？
救える可能性が
Does that mean
あるというこ
it's
と
possible that I could save her?
そう思えるかもしれないが
You may think so,
実
but
際に
I'm
は
telling you
可能性は
right
ゼロ
now
だ
there
という
isn't.
ことだ。
さっきも言ったでしょ
What did I just say?
判断すべ
I
き情
can't
報も与えら
give
れ
you
てい
any
ないの
answer
な
until
ら
I've been
安易に
given
回
the
答を出せ
information
な
I
い
need to decide. Or what did I
教
just
え
say?
て
Tell me
全てを
everything. I took a deep breath and began to tell her the story. I told her about the time machine, about Suzuha, about the Third World War, about the relationship between Kurisu and Dr. Nagabachi, and that was what supposedly Dr. Nagabachi's theory was actually based off of, or Kurisu's stories. I told her that the original copy of Kurisu's work might be hidden on the laptop or hard drive, and I told her that Russia and America might be fighting over it. As for how Kurisu died, I decided to skip that. Maho was silent the whole time that I spoke, with a confused expression on her face. She looked like a girl who just graduated to middle school, and who was staring at the string of equations on a blackboard that were like nothing she'd ever seen before. Her expression didn't change, even when I finished.
それ本当の
Is this
話な
true?
の作り話ではなく
Made up. Maho was asking Daru, not me.
まあね。
Yeah.
やっぱり信じられない
You
か。
can't bring yourself to believe it.
別にそういうわけじゃないわ
That's not it. It's just so different from what I was expecting and having a hard time processing it.
君の予想というのは
What were you expecting?
アマデウスの
I
軍事
thought
転
it might
用
be
のこ
about
とじゃ
using
ないかと考
Amadeus for
えていた
military
の
purposes.
軍事転用
Military purposes.
クリスは精神生理学研
Kurisu
究所
spent
に
a
も
lot of time
よ
at
く
the
出入りしていたんだけど
psychophysiology lab. Fictional.
時々間違いな連中がそこにやってくるって言ってたの
She said sometimes she'd be visited by people who didn't look like they belonged there at all.
どうも国防
She
総省
said
の
she
人じゃない
thought
か
they were
って
from the Department of Defense. Russia, the FBI, and now the United States Department of Defense? This was getting even more suspicious.
アマデウスで人を殺せる
Can
のか
Amadeus kill
どう
someone?
やって
How?
例えば百戦錬磨のパイロットか
For
ら記
example,
憶データをコピ
You
ーし
could
て
use the memories of a
無人
veteran
戦闘機
pilot
の
and
制御
copy
に
them,
使う
and
と
then
か
use them to control your drone or to control drones.
あと以前話した医療への応用
And
覚
remember
えて
what
る
I said about medical applications?
と
Oh, you
人間
mean
の脳へ
copying the
記憶デー
data
タを
back to the
書き戻
brain.
そう
Yeah.
記憶データを修正
If you
し
could
た上
alter
で
memory data
書き
and then
戻し
send
が
it
可能
back
に
to
な
the
れば
brain, you
恐
could
怖
make
を感
soldiers
じな
who
い
didn't
兵士
feel
や
fear,
どんな非道な
or
任
who
務でも
could
平
carry
然
out
と
any
遂
kind
行
of
する部隊
unethical mission without
なんてい
hesitation.
う
うわ、まるでハリウッド映画じゃ
Sounds
ん。
like a Hollywood movie. Did this mean reality had caught up to books and movies?
私はてっきり
My thought
クリ
was
スは
that
そういった
Kurisu
実
had
験の
found
証拠を
proof
偶
that they
然
were
してし
running
まったんじゃない
experiments
か
like
と思
that.
って
だからクリスは狙われた
And that's why they went after her?
ええ
Yeah. Maho picked up the laptop. Its red body was evidently made out of some kind of magnesium alloy. It was a lot lighter than it looked.
でも
I never
まさか
expected
タイ
a
ムマシ
time
ンとは
machine,
ね
though.
いずれにしても
Either
それは
way,
すぐに破
we
壊
should
した
destroy
方
it
が
immediately.
中身を確認もせず
Without looking to see
あ
what's
なたが言う
inside?
論文が入っていると
We
は
don't know
限ら
for
ない
sure that it's got what you're talking about.
中身はもう関係ないんだよ
It doesn't matter what's inside
ク
it.
リスが残した遺産がこの世に存在している
As long as it still exists,
それ
it
だけ
can
で
start a war. She still didn't seem satisfied.
でもこれは
But
ク
it's
リス
proof
が
that
生きてい
Kurisu
た
was
という
alive
証
once.
ク
It's
リ
what
ス
she
が
left
残した
to
意
us.
志なのよそれを
We can't just get
あっ
rid of
さり
it.
葬りさ
その中身を知ることで
If you learn what's
今度は
inside,
君が
they may
狙わ
come
れるかも
after
しれ
you
ない
next.
そうだけど
That's true, but if this wasn't working, maybe I need to try another approach.
その PC のパスワードも
Surely you asked Kurisu
Kurisu
about the
には
password, right?
アマデウスだよ
Amadeus.
もちろん最初に試してみ
Of
たわ
course, that was the first thing I tried,
でもダメだ
but it didn't work, right? Maho nodded.
おかしいよな。
That's strange,
普
right?
通は知っているはずだろう。
Normally she'd know.
でも、アマデウスのクリ
Amadeus
スは
could
知
assume
らなか
didn't know
っ
what it was.
た。それなら、
There's
考
only
え
one
られる可
possibility
能性
then.
よ。クリス本人が
Could
アマデ
Assume
ウスの
changed
知
the
らないうち
password
に
without Amadeus, or
Password
herself changed the
を変更した。
password without Amadeus knowing?
なぜそうしたと思う？
Why do you think she did that?
中身を知られたくなかったからじゃないのか。
Isn't it because she didn't want anyone knowing what it was?
死者の墓を暴くような
Let's
真
not
似は
dig
や
up
めよ
dig up the graves of the dead, okay?
暴くなんてそんな言い
Dig
方
up her grave? It's not like that.
ごめんなさい
I'm sorry.
確かに
You're right.
私
Maybe I'm getting too obsessed with Kudisu.
う。君がクリスのことを
I know you
とて
really
も大
cared
切
about
に思
her,
っだがこればかりは
but you shouldn't get
手を出
involved
さない
with
方が
this.
いい。パンドラの箱どころか
This might not be
地
Pandora's
獄の釜
box.
の蓋になりかねな
It
い。
might be the gate to hell.
中二病つ
Get a grip, dude.
いちいち茶化すな
Would。you stop? Maho hugged the laptop to her chest and sighed. Alright, Okabe.
了解した
I
わ
understand what's going
岡
on.
部さん
I still haven't finished getting it
今起こ
all
っている
straight
事
in my
態
head,
その
though.
ものは理解このノート PC は
I'll get rid of this
破棄
laptop.
しま
ありがとう。
Thanks. I was so glad she understood. She didn't actually. She's gonna go try her hardest to open this
やっぱ
laptop.
り大した
You
人
really
だ。
are amazing. She's a scientist, dude.
何が
How do you figure that?
普通
A normal person would just refuse to
花か
accept
ら
all
否定
this.
するか
Or even
否定
if
しな
they
いまで
didn't,
も全
they'd
てを
ask a
疑っ
ton
て
of
かかる
questions.
か。
買いかぶりすぎよ
You're giving me too much credit.
いつもの私だったら
Usually, I
否
wouldn't
定ど
even
ころか
bother
一耳
refuting
すら持
this.
っていないわ
I wouldn't even listen.
科学者っていうのはね
Normally, the scientist should never deny any
どんな些
possibility,
細な可能
no
性
matter
であ
how
っても
unapproachable.
否定すべきで
But
は
we
ない
have
ん
a
だけど
tendency to put too much faith and common sense in our own theories.
じゃあ今回はなぜ？
Then why is it different this time?
そこに
Because Kudisu
マ
Makase
キ
is
セ・クリ
involved.
スが関わっているからよ
Maho's smile was bitter.
タイムトラベル理論
Time travel
タイ
theory?
ムリープマシン
A time leap machine?
冗
You're
談じ
joking.
ゃないわ
That's impossible.
でもねクリスな
But
ら
it wouldn't be impossible
や
for
りかねな
Kudisu.
いいつだって私の常識を
She's
破
always
壊
been
し
the
尽
one
くし
that
てきた
proved
のは
everything that I thought I
あ
knew
の
was
子なんだ
wrong.
から
そう
I
か。
see. That's right. Her Amadeus login was Saludi. I almost said that, but I stopped myself. It seemed to me like the ID held some kind of gloomy meaning to her as a scientist.
で依頼料
So,
はどうする
what about my pay?
実は
I've
マホタに
actually
もらった
already
分
used all
さ
the money
今
Maho-tan
月末
gave
発
me
売
on
の
the
エロゲーム予
reserve
約で使っちゃった
to
んだよ
reserve this month's
ね
H games.
お前
You're
最低だ
terrible.
な。
そのための裏バイトなんだっつう
That's
の
not what I do this job for.
いい
Or
わ
that's what I do this job
お
for.
金を返してだなんて言い
That's
ませ
fine.
ん
I won't ask for my money back.
もともと
I didn't expect much when I asked you anyway.
言っとくけどあと3日あれば
Just
パ
so
ス
we're
ワード
clear.
突き止めて
Just so we're
解析
clear,
完
another
了し
3
てて
days
か
and I
ら
would have cracked the password.
これはガチ
Toad serious.
そういうことにしておくわ
Sure. Whatever. Maho smiled and turned back to me.
ちなみに一応
By
証
the
拠
way,
は見せてほしいん
I
だ
want to
け
see
ど
proof of this.
証拠？
Proof?
どこかに置いてあるんでしょ
You've got it somewhere, right?
その
This
タイムマシン
time machine?
それと鈴葉
And
さんに
I
一
want
度
to talk to
話を聞
Suzuha
きたい
too.
それは
Well,
どうだろう。
I don't know about that. Dara had agreed to it, but still. I told Maho about the time machine without asking Suzuha. We just got into a fight, and I really didn't want to bring this up with her. But even showing Maho the time machine would mean I would need to get Suzuha's permission, and that made it difficult.
ダル。
Dara, why don't you ask
鈴葉に
me or
話を通すの
Suzuha
は
for
お
me
前から
instead? Before I could finish my sentence, the intercom on the desk beeped.
もう大事な
What is
話
it?
してんの
I'm
に
busy
なん
now.
だお
His tone was the same as ever, but I didn't miss the sudden flash of tension across Dari's face. I've got a bad feeling about
も
this.
しもしなんかあったん
Hello? Is something wrong? Dar flipped through several channels on his security monitor as he continued to talk on the phone. all 6 monitors had been displaying the interior of the store, but now they showed the entrance to the building, the emergency exit, the corridors, the elevator hall, and the emergency stairs. I'm gonna have to end it here, guys. It's just hit an hour just now. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, hit that like button. I really appreciate it, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We're gonna try and play this game all the way through and try and get all the endings. I don't know if I'm missing a couple, maybe I am, but I'm just playing through once normally how I would normally do it, and then I'm gonna go back and get all these endings. So if you're down, you want to hang out, I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you guys as always, and peace out.